Number 8. Notification traps. That tiny red circle sitting on your phone screen might look innocent, but your brain treats it like a fire alarm. Red triggers something primal in your visual system. It's the color of blood, danger, and urgency. Your peripheral vision spots it faster than any other hue, and once it does, your focus gets hijacked completely. The notification badge exploits two powerful psychological systems at once. First, there's your reward circuitry, the same pathway that lights up when you eat chocolate. That little one promises something waiting for you. But then there's the threat detection system, whispering that ignoring it might mean missing something critical. Tech companies know this. They've designed those badges to create variable ratio reinforcement. Sometimes that notification contains something wonderful. A message from someone you love, or news that makes you smile. But most of the time, it's nothing. Just noise dressed up as urgency. Your brain can't tell the difference until after you've already tapped, and by then, the trap has done its job. You've interrupted whatever you were doing, broken your flow state, and given that tiny red circle exactly what it was designed to steal. The red dot might seem small, but it's one of the most effective psychological triggers ever mass-produced. Number 7. Infinite scroll. You open TikTok to check one thing. Just one. That was 40 minutes ago, and somehow, you're watching someone explain why penguins would make terrible roommates. Your thumb keeps swiping up, almost on autopilot, while your brain quietly wonders how you got here. Welcome to Infinite Scroll, the digital equivalent of a slot machine where the next spin is always free. Every swipe is a micro gamble. Will the next video be funny? Shocking? Boring? Your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine just from the anticipation, the possibility that something amazing is waiting just one scroll away. This design removes what psychologists call stopping cues. Books have final pages, television shows have credits, but Infinite Scroll eliminates those boundaries entirely. There's always more content loading, always another video queued up, always a reason to keep going. The system behind it learns your patterns faster than you do. It notices you pause longer on cat videos, so it serves you more cats. Over time, your feed becomes increasingly good at predicting what will keep you scrolling, creating a personalized addiction loop. Here's the irony. The more you scroll, the less satisfied you feel. You're chasing a dopamine hit that stays perpetually just out of reach. And the feed serving that loop? It's been tuned by something that knows you better than you know yourself. Number 6. Algorithm bias. It's designed to look like your social media feed is a random stream of updates from friends. But behind every scroll, there's an invisible curator making thousands of micro decisions about what deserves your attention. The algorithm is watching everything you do, learning your patterns, and quietly rearranging reality to hook you in. Instagram's ranking systems quietly collect thousands of tiny clues about how you use the app, how long you pause on a story, whether you like, save, or just keep scrolling past a post. Even the way you swipe through reels gets recorded and used to decide what you see next. The algorithm's job is simple. Show you content that will make you stay longer, and emotionally charged content performs best. Posts that make you angry, jealous, or outraged get more clicks and more shares. So gradually, your feed becomes more intense, more polarizing, and more designed to provoke a reaction. This creates emotional contagion. You absorb the mood of your feed, often without realizing it. If the algorithm serves you mostly anxious content because that's what keeps you scrolling, your own emotional baseline starts to shift. You interact with one friend's vacation post, and suddenly they're everywhere in your feed. The algorithm creates an illusion of intimacy, making you feel closer to some people and more distant from others, based purely on engagement metrics. Your social reality is being quietly edited by a system designed to capture attention, not reflect your actual relationships. Number 5. Autoplay Spiral. The video ends. You reach for your phone to close the app, maybe do something else with your evening. But before your thumb can find the exit button, the next video starts playing. A countdown appears. 5, 4, 3, and suddenly, you're watching something you never even chose to watch. Autoplay removes decision points from your digital experience. Every time you would normally pause and think, should I watch another? The choice gets made for you. Netflix discovered that autoplay increased total watch time by 70%. The jump came from removing the tiny bit of effort it takes to choose, not from better content. This creates action inertia. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion, and that applies to your attention too. Once you're in a flow state of passive consumption, breaking out requires conscious effort that your tired brain would rather avoid. The 5-second countdown adds psychological pressure. It's just long enough for you to notice, but short enough that taking action feels rushed. Your brain interprets the timer as urgency, even though nothing important is actually at stake. Autoplay turns your conscious choice into unconscious consumption. You came for one video and stayed for 20. You ended up there following the path of least resistance. Number 4. Typing bubbles. Those 3 little dots appear on your screen, and suddenly, time feels different. Your friend is typing, but they're taking their time, and those dots just keep pulsing, holding you in a state of suspended anticipation. You can't look away. You can't focus on anything else. You're stuck in digital limbo. Typing indicators create social anticipation anxiety. The human brain switches into heightened attention, preparing to process whatever message is coming. But while you wait, your stress hormones start to rise. The uncertainty becomes more uncomfortable than whatever they might actually say. The dots appear, then disappear. Are they rewriting the message? Did they change their mind? Your imagination fills the silence with possibilities, usually worse than reality. Studies show that typing indicators can delay task resumption by up to 30% because your attention gets trapped in the waiting. The cruelest twist happens during emotional conversations. You've sent something vulnerable, maybe after an argument, and those dots appear. Your heart rate spikes. The dots vanish, then reappear. This cycle amplifies your anxiety about what's coming next. Typing bubbles exploit a fundamental aspect of human psychology. We're wired to complete interrupted patterns. Your brain treats the typing indicator as the beginning of a communication loop that won't close until the message arrives. Number 3. Hoping for likes. You post a photo. Within seconds, you're checking to see if anyone has liked it yet. Then checking again, and again. That little heart icon triggers the same neural pathways that activate when you eat a favorite treat or receive a genuine compliment. To your brain, a like on a post and a smile in person light up the same reward system. Each like releases a small hit of dopamine. But here's the psychological trap. The reward is unpredictable. Sometimes your posts get lots of likes. Sometimes they get none. This variable reinforcement schedule is the same mechanism that makes gambling so addictive. The absence of likes can feel genuinely painful. When a post you care about gets ignored, your brain's pain centers light up. Social rejection registers as a threat to your survival, even when it's just strangers failing to tap a tiny icon. Likes also create social comparison anxiety. Your thoughtful post gets 3 likes, while your friend's breakfast photo gets 50, and suddenly, you're questioning your life choices. The system trains you to create content that performs well, rather than content that feels authentic. You start thinking like an algorithm, optimizing for engagement rather than expressing your truth. Slowly, your digital persona becomes a performance designed to generate approval from an audience you might not even like in real life. The tiny heart icon is rewiring your brain to measure your worth through metrics controlled by strangers. Number 2. Read receipts. Seen at 4:15 p.m. 4 words that can unravel your entire emotional equilibrium. Your message was opened, read, processed, and then nothing. No response. Just the cold confirmation that you've been deliberately ignored, left hanging in digital silence. Read receipts remove the comfort of ambiguity from communication. Before this feature, silence could mean anything. Maybe they didn't see your message. Maybe they're busy. But seen eliminates all those gentle possibilities and leaves you with one harsh reality. They chose not to respond. This triggers rejection sensitivity. The delayed response is interpreted by the brain as social rejection, even when they might have perfectly innocent reasons for not replying. Stress hormones flood your system. Your mind starts crafting narratives about what you did wrong. The psychological weight of seen varies by context. After a vulnerable message, it feels like exposure without acknowledgement. After an argument, it feels like dismissal. Read receipts also create pressure on the receiving end. You can't casually browse messages anymore without creating expectations for immediate responses. In relationships, seen becomes a weapon of passive aggression, a way to signal displeasure without actually engaging. It's digital emotional warfare disguised as a helpful feature. Number 1. Protecting the streak. Day 47. You've sent a Snapchat to the same person for 47 consecutive days. The little fire emoji sits next to their name, like a badge of honor, and a chain. Miss a single day, and the counter resets to 0, erasing weeks of effort and shared history. Streaks exploit 2 powerful psychological principles that casinos have used for decades. The first is gamification, turning ordinary actions into a game with points and achievements. It becomes something we feel must be protected at all costs. Then there's loss aversion, the tendency to fear losing progress more than we value gaining it. Breaking a 47-day streak doesn't just mean starting over. It means losing the 47 days you've already invested. The longer it lasts, the harder it is to let go. This is why streaks can boost daily app opens by up to 40%. People return because they feel they have to, long after the interest is gone. You'll see meaningless photos sent at 11:58 p.m., The content is irrelevant. Only the number matters. Streaks transform your relationships into metrics that need constant maintenance, making you a servant to numbers that exist only to keep you engaged. The game changes the moment you do. When you take back your attention, you take back the hours, the days, and the life you didn't even realize was slipping away. We explain a lot around here. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.